Hello and welcome back. Here we have another challenge. So I hope you guys are getting familiar with strings, character arrays. Very important concept with C. This idea of storing these string literals in variables, character arrays. Understand that it's an array and how you can access different elements. This challenge is going to be focused on that. We're going to have another challenge that helps you understand how to use some of the string functions, because we cover a lot of those. But this one really is for you guys to get familiar with this concept of a character string and a character array. So the requirements for this assignment are you're going to write a program that tests your understanding of character arrays. So what I want you to do is I want you to write a number of functions. I want you to first write a function that counts the number of characters in a string. It will be similar to the stir length, but you're going to actually implement it yourself without using that function. So you cannot use the stir length library function. The function should take a character array as a parameter and should return an int. Okay, so you can just have a character array as the parameter. You don't have to worry about pointers at all in this assignment. This is just going to take maybe a parameter constant because it's not going to change. And all you're going to do is you're going to need to iterate through the array. So even though you have a string, you still can access individual characters because it's an array. So if you can access the individual characters, you can just keep a count and then display it. This function should return an integer, which is the length. The next function I want you to write is I want you to implement the concatenate function, where you can concatenate two strings. Again, I don't want you to use only library functions. Don't use stircat. This function should take three parameters, the result, and then the two characters that you want to concatenate, the two strings that you want to concatenate. So those can be constants because you're not going to change those. The result is just going to be the character string that you store in. Right? So pretty simple. Again, you don't have to deal with pointers. You're going to have to go have a couple loops, go through each one of the arrays and assign to the result array. And what you should return for this function is nothing. You don't have to return anything because you're passing in the result array. We could modify this and return a pointer and stuff like that, but we're not going to do that for this assignment. So this is going to manually concatenate two strings. Third function I want you to write is to compare two strings to see if they're equal. Again, I don't want you to use the library function. I want you to understand how these character arrays work. This function should take two constant character arrays as parameters, and it should return a Boolean, either true or false. True if they're equal, false otherwise. So what are you going to have to do? You're going to have to iterate through the arrays and compare each character. Right? And you should probably look for the null terminator for the equal strings, because the null terminator is going to determine when you want to stop. Because you don't have the sizes of these arrays, so you're going to have to look for null terminator to determine when the second string. And you should actually compare the second string to the first. Right? So you have to figure out how to do this, but here's three functions to get you familiar with creating a character array and manipulating it or accessing it to determine its length, concatenating it, and checking if it's equal. Good luck. I'll provide a solution in the next lecture. Thank you.